A mechanic at a national automotive service chain had been stealing from his employer and customers for months. The scheme was methodical, exploiting a vulnerability in the payment system to divert cash while making the books appear clean. When customers paid cash, the suspect would tender their invoice against a stored credit card number written down earlier. The system recorded a card payment. The cash went into his pocket. The cardholder got billed for a service they never requested. By the time officers arrived, 50 chargebacks had already told the story.
What's going on, man? Chris, Officer Jamie. Nice to meet you, sir. Chris, what's going on? Oh, so you're Chris. Right. Yeah, they told me you weren't here. Oh, hold on. Oh, okay. I don't want to let him know. Oh, yeah, no, we had an office up here. But, so cash, we're a larger corporation. So we have stores all over the country. So cash management calls me, I'm the district manager. They call me and say, hey, we got a lot of disputes from one store.
Under Florida statutes, section 812.014, this is grand theft, intentional taking of property valued at $750 or more. Section 817.034 adds scheme to defraud, a systematic, ongoing course of conduct to deceive. Twice a month for nearly a year satisfies both charges. The total approached $14,000, well within felony territory.
To basically run the money, like use someone's card, and pay for all the tickets on one card. He gave us back $13,500. $13,000. Oh, he gave you back $13,500. Correct. And how much? Because he don't want to go to jail. Okay. In cash? In cash. No problem. Yeah. You have an office? Hey, you got an office? You got an office? Hey. Where are those? What's your name, sir? Hey, we gotta have a talk for a second, all right? Do me a favor, keep your hands out your pockets. All right. We'll just talk to them. It's right in there. Okay. All right. They got a Miranda card? Okay. Yeah, go ahead. All right, so listen, before we talk to you, how old are you, by the way?
Before questioning, officers correctly Mirandized the suspect. Under Miranda v. Arizona, 1966, officers must advise anyone in custody of 4 rights before any interrogation begins. The right to remain silent, that statements can be used in court, the right to an attorney, and the right to appointed counsel. The suspect acknowledged his rights and agreed to speak. What followed was a full, voluntary confession.
That's fine. Let's get his 14 name. Let me step over here. So you guys have a paper trail or anything that I can use as evidence? I don't know if this is going to work. But I got the cash that he gave me. And then I also have, this amount of cash. So far, what we received back from the bank, and within August to November 21st, is $13,344.85. These are all the tickets that had invoiced or retender. See somewhere actually his name. So how does he obtain the cash? So the guests will come in, pay for whatever services he needed, and he would be the one to close out basically at the end of the night, take and retender the invoices that the guest paid with, and paid with, take someone else's card information, which is the same. See, this is the same card information for each of these work orders. And who are those names? We can't even figure out who that is because he would manually punch it in, and the bank will not often give us that information. It's manually punched.
Of a lawyer of your choice before you make any statements and during any questioning. If you cannot afford a lawyer, you are entitled to the presence and representation of a court-appointed lawyer before you make any statement and during any questioning. If at any time during the interview you do not wish to answer any questions, you are privileged to remain silent. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. So with that being said, how long you been working here, man? At this business?
Not sure. I've been less than a year.
Less than a year here? Did you work at Tire Kingdom before this or anything like that? No? Where were you working before this?
Landscaping.
Landscaping? Okay, so you've been working here less than a year, okay? During that time, have you been working with a register or anything like that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you do a lot of payments? You take all the payments that come in, or how does that work?
Not all of them, but I'm mostly the one who does it.
Okay. And you work what? Usually, is there a certain time frame you work when you come in? Do you have like a specific schedule?
No, all day, every day.
All day, every day. Okay. Even weekends?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so during the time that you're working, you have access to the register, cards, and all that good stuff. Yeah.
What do you mean, like what?
Like, do you have access to like cards and register and you take payments and everything like that? Okay. All right. Do you kind of understand why we're here? Do you have a kind of like a idea on why we're here right now? Okay. Why do you think we're here?
Taking money from the drawer.
Okay. You took physical cash, or was it something that along the line of cards, or what was it?
Physical cash.
Okay.
All right. So just no, you might be if I
Yeah.
say
No,
that.
you're good.
Just explain to us. I mean, we're sitting here talking. Honesty is the best key. I appreciate that. That's,
I'm not able to close the door.
huh?
You want to close the door?
Want me to
Yeah.
close the door? Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
We'll talk to them. So, of course, honesty is the best thing, and that's the only thing that we can do to fix this at this point, right? Because at the end of the day, I don't think you're a bad person. We all fall short of times, and we all need help at some point, and just sometimes we're that desperate that we stoop to a level that's not our personality, right? 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 And we just make mistakes, right? That's all it is, okay? But we want to right the wrong, okay? So I just need you to tell me exactly how this happened for our documentation purposes and for us to fix this.
And to explain to you how.
Yeah, but we're here talking to you because the allegations are against you. You understand me? And you're sitting here telling us that you did something. He can't tell us what you did exactly to the T because he wasn't there. You're here. You're the one that did it.
Yeah.
So you gotta be the one to explain it for us to help your case. You understand what I'm saying?
I got
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got it.
You understand what I'm saying?
that.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got it.
All right. So let's start from the top of how this happened.
Well, we got bought out recently by them. Then, the system's old as shit.
Y'all got a notepad or something?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna
So you
come
said-
over here.
So you say you guys got bought out recently?
Yes, we got bought out recently, and
Okay.
the system's like old as shit. See, it's new, no pictures, nothing.
Okay.
We're learning it, and then after that, like, system will go down, and we'll take people's information, like the card and stuff.
So you write down the card
Yeah,
information?
the return card information. And then I'll use that, retender, check it, and take the cash.
When you say retender, what can you kind of explain retendering?
Right, we say it's card, but I change it to cash or.
In the system?
Yes.
Okay. So you'll take a payment and you say it's a card, but then you take cash from the person, or how
Yeah.
does that work?
Yeah.
So you take cash from the person, but you put in the system that it was a card.
Yeah.
Okay. Continue. Sorry.
Question.
Yeah.
Does that card ever gets charged?
Card? Yeah.
Does the card get charged?
Yeah, the card gets charged.
So you charge the card and you take the cash.
No, I charge. They give me the cash. I put in the system as card, and then I put somebody else's card
Okay.
that was given to us.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Understood. So what happens is he would and correct me if I'm wrong. So he would, let's say the system was down, so they would write down people's information to charge later, correct? So they would charge the card, do the retender, and he would put it in as paid cash.
It looks like they paid in
But
card.
it looks like he paid a card, but they paid in cash, so he would keep the cash because on paper it looks like it was paid. So to the untrained eye, on paper, on faceplate, it looks like it's paid. Correct?
Okay.
All right, and when did you first start this?
That I'm not sure.
With months, years,
Oh no, months.
months.
Yeah.
When's the last time you can remember? The first time you did it.
That's the thing, I don't remember.
And what drove you to do this? What goes? Hey, I'm going to do this. What made you think about it? What was the motive behind it?
To be honest, I don't really remember what I was doing. I just seen it, and then I saw the opportunity, and I just did it.
Yeah, but why? Because I mean, you're smart. You're not dumb. You're a smart kid. To pull this off in this amount, you're a smart guy. So at what moment go, man, shit, I need some new rims, or I need this, or what made you go, I'm gonna do this? Because we don't just wake up in the morning and decide we're gonna start doing something.
No, I didn't Well, to be honest, I didn't have any plans with it. I mean, I had the money saved up and all that. I mean, I gave it back, but I didn't have any idea to do with it.
Okay. So you didn't have any reason. You just did it just because.
Yeah, I did it just because, but I didn't know what to do with what I had.
Okay. All right. Now, is there anyone else here that helped you with it?
No, just me.
Just you? Okay. When's the last time you did it?
Like 2 months ago.
2 months ago? Now, on average, on a 7-day work week, how many times a week were you doing this?
It would either be bi or weekly or a month.
Okay, 1 time, 2 times a month, or how many? You had to estimate.
Just like 2 times a month, bi-weekly then.
Okay.
I'm not.
So every other week?
Yeah.
And how much in total would you do each transaction?
Either be a small amount or a big amount. It just depends on the.
And what's the biggest amount you've done?
I think like 9 to 1,000.
Okay. And what's the smallest amount you've ever done?
Maybe like $100.
$100. Okay. And where did you keep the cash?
I kept the stash.
Okay. At your home?
Yeah,
or
the house.
Okay. And how much in total?
They told me 14, but I'm not 100% sure.
How much did you get back?
I gave back everything I had.
You get back everything you had?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right.
You say how long you've been working? Because you say you don't know exactly when it started, right? But
Yeah.
you said you only been working a couple months. When did
Not
you
sure.
start?
Like if I'm correct, it should be February.
February when it started? When you started?
No, not when I started this. When I started working here.
Oh, so sometime between February and October, September.
Yeah.
Because you said 2 months ago, right? Sometime in between there. This is collective over that time frame, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, but listen, so you're going to be placed under arrest, all right?
The suspect cooperated throughout, returned approximately $13,000 in cash before his arrest, and made no attempt to flee or resist. He was charged with grand theft and scheme to defraud. Days later, prosecutors dropped all charges. The money had been returned before formal processing. The suspect walked away without a felony conviction.
Okay.
All right. Where's your car?
In the front.
Just take this off. It's in the front. I'm going to let him know that it's going to be parked here, okay?
Alright. I'm gonna need a second cup. I'll put 2 on you, alright? Just so it'll be a little bit more comfortable.
Alright.
How much longer are these customers having here? So I was going to walk him out, but I didn't want to taint your place with them walking out of handcuffs.
I don't got many pieces. So give me some.
Yeah. I was going to wait for that. Hey, Chris, never mind. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Our cars are in the back. Yeah. His car is going to be cool.
Your keys?
Chris, my keys, phones, and AirPods. Can you give it to Snyder?
Is it in the office?
Yes,
It's
right
here.
here.
Oh, you have it. Okay.
You want to give it to him?
Yeah.
You don't
To
have
give
to
to
take
Snyder?
You said give it to
Everything?
Snyder, right?
Snyder. Everything? Yeah, everything.
Phone, keys, AirPod, right?
Yep.
Bro, 6-1. Gotta make sure I ain't got nothing on you. It's all safety stuff.
No, I understand that.
Swing your legs around. You can. Got it? Say again? So it's not gonna be too long.
Officer James receives a B+. Miranda was delivered completely before any questioning began. Conducting the arrest in a private office, rather than the public floor, was tactically sound. The rapport-based interview technique produced a full, corroborated confession. One deduction, framing the advisement as not saying you're guilty, subtly minimizes its gravity. A neutral, verbatim delivery would have been cleaner and legally safer. The subject receives a C+. Full cooperation and returning the cash were the decisive factors in his favorable outcome. However, Waiving Miranda and confessing without an attorney was a significant legal error. The evidence against him was already documented. His statements added nothing to his position, and everything to the prosecution's. One sentence, "I'd like to speak with an attorney first," would have been enough. The department and prosecution receive a B-. The internal investigation was thorough and well documented. However, dropping all charges without any formal process for the customers whose card numbers were used without consent left third-party victims to resolve disputes on their own. Restitution to the employer does not equal restitution to everyone harmed. 4 lessons this case leaves behind. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic that you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out our second channel, Justice on Cam, for even more police interaction and courtroom content.